Welcome to the YWCA's Empowering Leaders video series. Hi, my name is Christina Johnson. I'm the Director of Marketing and Relationships at the YWCA. Joining me today is our featured empowering leader, Paula Hughes-Schuh, CEO of the YWCA Northeast Indiana. Welcome.
Hi, Christina. Thank you for having me.
Let's begin today with having you share just a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I have lived in Fort Wayne since 1984. I live on the northeast side with my husband and my son, who is a junior at Concordia, and two cats who have become avid Zoom bombers. So if you're ever on a Zoom call with me, you're going to see Owen and Sweetheart mowing around in the background. I serve, my husband says that I serve on nonprofit boards as a hobby. That's what I do. I serve other people. I just can't seem to get enough of it. And I also like any biking race or a walking race where there's some kind of sweet treat at the end. If there's food, I'm all in.
I've seen your cats on the social media, so that's wonderful.
Yeah, that's
Thank
right.
you. As an empowering leader, can you share some of the activities you've been involved with?
You know, it all started for me when I was 25 and I applied for and was hired to be the president of the Chamber of Commerce in Decatur, Indiana. I to this day don't know what on earth they were thinking, but when I took that job and it was so invested in the community, it was like a switch flipped on for me. And ever since then, I have just pursued these opportunities to serve in that way. So I worked at Arts United, running the fund drive for several years. I was this community's first full-time CEO of the Downtown Improvement District back in 1998, if you can imagine. I was the first. I got to write the blueprint, help write the blueprint for the plans of buildings that are popping out of the ground now. We were just dreaming about that 20 years ago. It's so exciting to see it come to life now. I got involved in politics and served on county council as the elected representative to the 2nd District for 8 years. I was the Republican nominee for mayor in 2011. Tom was a good opponent. He told me that one time he sidled up to me and said, you know, you were one of the toughest opponents I've had. You really gave me a run for my money, and I take that as a compliment. And you know what's interesting about that involvement in politics, I never did it to be a politician. I took one political science class in my undergrad at IU, but it was more of a way to serve for me. And so that led into other connections after, obviously, I lost that election, the general election, but it gave me an opportunity to serve in other ways. Mike Pence was governor at the time and reached out to me and asked me to serve on the State Board of Trustees for Ivy Tech. So actually, I've been on the State Board of Trustees for Ivy Tech as the appointed representative for this region since 2013, and I have chaired that board twice. So it's really fun to kind of see the way things come together, and I've always loved getting to know people through those venues, and the more I serve, the more it's easier to make things happen and to make connections, because now I can pick up the phone and make a phone call, and before it would have taken me weeks to get to know somebody. So I like to have my fingers in a lot of pies, and I like it like that.
You do have your fingers in a lot of pies. Thank you so much for sharing that. Can you tell us why you think it's important for a region to have other empowering leaders?
Well, people's passion and commitment is what drives a community. That's the steam in the engine that turns it. And so when you have people that are enthusiastic about what can be accomplished in this community, and they use that energy to lift up other people, that's when magic happens. I mean, we have seen that in Fort Wayne, how this community is transforming itself. And I think that when we didn't have that, and when I got in this business 20 years ago, it wasn't as strong. And there's been a lot of people coming together and working together and empowering each other to get us to where we are now. So I think it's easy. You look back 20 years at Fort Wayne, and that's where we would be.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for being our featured empowering leader. I personally am in awe with you. So thank you for being here. You're truly an asset for our community, not only for the YW, but for the community as a whole. So thank you.
Well, I want to thank you, because this idea of promoting the empowering leaders in our community was your brainchild. And I really appreciate you putting the time and effort and making this happen, because it's elevating people in this community. It's giving a voice to the YWCA, and I am going to officially thank you for all the hard work you've been doing for the YWCA and the way you lift people up every day.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.